See if I here with Kim D live here with Kim D.
You're the one who goes through friends like underwear, honey.
You work in a little store, never expected to be on TV because I'm tough. Like these women carry on over nonsense.
Where can we start? Do I have to do the whole thing over?
We are here with Kim D is in the house. I love her.
Hi, guys.
It's been a crazy month for you. A crazy month.
Insanity. And that's why I'm in my pajamas and my sweatshirt, because I just been getting my house in order for the last 2 days. And I watched the whole series. I highly recommend it on Apple. What I tell you which one it was? Oh my God, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Presumed Innocent. Oh my God, I highly recommend it. I watched it the whole day because I needed to get away from the news and, you know, all the noise. And then last night, of course, I watched the reunion, or what they thought was a reunion. I have to say, it left a lot to be desired. It was a snooze fest, and it was ridiculous watching them, the Housewives, watch the last episode. It was no, that concept does not work, and I don't think anyone's coming back. That's my opinion.
You heard it from the horse's mouth,
Yeah,
if you will.
that is really my opinion. Not that I wouldn't want them to come back. Of course I would, but I don't know. I just think, you know, at the end when Danielle said that she wishes she would have killed Jen Aiden, that's a threat. That's, you know, you don't. I mean, who talks like that? And they put it on the show, a terroristic threat. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And it's just nuts the way these girls, what they think they can get away with, what they think they can say, the language, you know, it's way over the top. When you watch the other shows, when you watch the other shows, they don't speak like this. They really don't. Oh, love from London. Hi, George. Hi, George. Yeah, so I was very disappointed. I love the finale was good, but this concept of the reunion, it don't do it for me. It really doesn't. You know, it really doesn't. So
Do you think they need to have a graceful exit? I mean, I've watched the whole season, and are there likable characters? You know, are they actually likable anymore? I think there's an issue with the likability. And
yeah,
guys, we got your comments, so you can ask Kim questions as well.
yeah. So I believe that, and I just got off the phone with Dolores. I believe Dolores came out smelling like a rose. And I believe she will get major endorsements out of this. She's coming out with Traders. Traders will be on soon. I think January, she told me. She told me she'll come on the podcast, Get Real with Kim D, when Traders comes on. So, yeah, that will be fabulous, because I'm going to do a one-on-one with her about everything, about her life. We'll go back to the Patterson days. We'll talk Jersey Housewives, and of course, we'll be talking Traders, and all the things that I predict she'll be doing. You know, I think she'll be a spokesperson. She just came back from Africa,
Wow.
saving the rhinos with her daughter. I mean, the things that she does that nobody knows, the baseball games coming up for charity.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good woman, and she deserves all the best. And she didn't deserve the way these women acted to make this show not be on anymore. You know, she tried her best to get everyone to stop with the hate and just make things work, and they just wouldn't do it.
No, I love that. And guys, if you want to ask Kim questions, she's here.
I see one. Do you think Teresa will divorce Louis? No, I don't. She didn't want to divorce Joe, and look at all that happened, you know, until he got deported. She's in love with him. The last I spoke to her before she left for her trip, she told me how wonderful he is. That's it. That's off the table. She wouldn't even think about it.
And you spent time with them, and I remember I asked you, oh, hang on, we're not going to put that one up. Be nice, guys. Be nice.
Yeah.
The truth is that when you actually are friends with Teresa, and
Yes.
you saw like immense love between the two of them.
Yes.
Because I asked you the same question. I'm like, is it real? Like, what is the reality behind the reality TV? And you were like, no, they are the real deal for sure.
Yeah. And he just recently did a podcast. I know that there was a lot of statements that he made that people are freaking out of, but he was brought to tears when he was professing his love for her, how he adores her, and brings him joy. And I believe they love each other. Now, do I believe everything that he does is right or good, or do I like some of the statements he makes? Absolutely not. But I'm telling you what I see. I think they're crazy about each other.
I love that.
Yeah.
So just coming off of the RHONJ finale, is it bittersweet because you've told me a lot of insider secrets, which I don't want to share if I'm not allowed to.
Mhm.
But what do you think is next? Because it has lost a lot of steam, and you've been in conversations with a lot of people at Bravo, and a lot that we don't know. Any
Yeah,
little
well, yeah, no one, not one of them has any producers reached out to. None of them at this point will be coming back. None
Wow.
of them are in talks with the producers. In fact, the production company that they worked with, that Bravo worked with, is I think they're Bravo's firing even the production company. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
So as of right now, there are no talks. So when you see this one's coming back, that one's coming back, all fake news. It's fake news. I know directly from each one of them, not one of them have been asked back right now. That doesn't mean they will or they won't. They're not. Hi, Kim. Do have a question for you. I do hold grudges, but still process to go. But why do Melissa block Teresa's 3 daughters? Hi, Arif. Why did Melissa? Because Teresa called Melissa a whore, and they just all blocked each other. I mean, it got to the point where both families feel the other family is toxic. So they just want nothing to do with each other. And in the beginning, the kids all spoke, and they were trying to stay above the prey, but not at this point. It's just not happening. People are blocking people left and right. Teresa and Jen just blocked Jennifer Aiden. So, no, Jennifer Aiden, Jen Fessler. So the two of them just blocked her too. So you got to understand, things are not getting better; they're getting worse. Okay, so yeah, Teresa and Dolores are still friends. Yeah, things have been friendly with the two of them. Uh, uh, Teresa was away. They were texting each other. Dolores was in Africa. They're still friends. So far, so good. So far, so good. And I know that all the bloggers and all these losers are putting a lot of stuff that I had said 3 to 4 years ago when I was with Kumasi Cam. But that's old news, and nobody cares. So they could keep saying what they're saying and doing what they're doing. It's not going to affect all of our relationships. Kim, are you going to be a part of any series coming up? Well, you never know. You just right now we don't have any series coming up at all. But I think if Dolores or Teresa gets on, I think I will. That's my prediction. I think I will. I'm friends with them, and they do like my drama. And so we'll see. We'll see. I have been asked to do some other show, which I can't say it right now, but you can have a guess that it has something to do with this. So we'll see. We'll put it all out into the atmosphere.
Let's talk about the book, Kim. Okay, so hang on, because I'm doing this all at once. I want you
Yeah.
guys to think about questions. And have you read Kim's book, My
Yeah.
Life with You Boys? Hang on, I just have to. This book, I would say, is an amazing book. It's inspirational, it's motivational, it gives you an insight into Kim's life, which, by the way, a lot of these stories shocked me. And I worked hand in hand with Kim on this book. She would call me up 24/7, Julie,
Yes.
you can't write this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. It needs to be in the book. And Kim became a part of my mind, my
Yes.
consciousness. Honestly, Kim, how long, tell us about the journey of writing this book. And by the way, you can get this book on Amazon, My Life with the Big Boys, Kim De Paola.
Yeah.
That's her real name. That's Kim's real name, by the way. Kim De
Yes,
Paola.
Kim DePaola. And what happens is if you, like a couple of my friends were saying, it was hard to find. I have a space in my name, DE space Paola. That's the way you spell it. So that's the way we put it up. But I typed in My Life with the Big Boys and it all came up.
Mhm.
It's starting to really come up now, I guess, because a lot of people have been ordering it, and so it's climbing up on the Amazon chart. But I think that I never thought everyone used to tell me for years, "Oh my God, Kim, you should write a book." And I went to all these psychics throughout the years when I owned Posh, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna write a book. You know what? You're gonna write 3 books." I'm like, "3 books? I'm not even writing one. What are they talking about?" And I walk away like they were out of their mind. Then
Three. That sounds like
yeah,
a lot of work
three.
right here. Sacrifice.
Three. Self-help. I think we should do some self-help. But
And I think we're going to do
so
a journal, like a
yeah,
journal.
a
Mhm.
journal and a self-help book I'd like to do. So I do a podcast with Heather McDonald during COVID a
Mhm.
couple years ago. And she was the first person who said, "Kim, who are the big boys?" And when I thought about the big boys in my life, I'm like, oh my God. Like, people challenge me once in a while. The big boys I get, yeah, you don't get any bigger. Them who raised me and who I married and who I hang with and who I know. So I finally start writing down my stories and my notes in my phone. Okay. Because I don't know how to use a computer. So I'd sit on my phone at night and I'd start writing down stories and I would send them to my friends. And they'd be like, "Oh my God, all I want to do is hear more. I want to hear more. I want to hear more." So then I said, I think this should be a book. And I went to a publishing company and I started with them. And something happened to the co-author. She got sick, never heard from her again. Something happened with Kumasi Kyam on the podcast. So I called Kevin, and Kevin's a mutual friend of ours. And I said, "I need some help. Can you connect me with the studio? And I need someone to help me with my book." And he said, "I got the perfect person for you." And he put me with Julie. And we have been like two peas in a pod ever since. We connected immediately. She got me, I got her. And we're from two different worlds, but she got right into my head. And every word that she wrote was like almost like it was coming out of my mouth. And when she did the last chapter and sent it to me, she promised me that she would make me cry. And I'm like, "You're not going to make me cry." I cried. So you made a lot of people cry, Julie. I mean, Dana Wilkie is going to be coming on the live on our Patreon at 7 o'clock tomorrow because she had bookmarks on certain things that she loved. And Angel cried. I
You
cried.
did. You
She
told me
cried.
that.
Yeah, we all cried.
Wow.
Yeah. So Julie did a wonderful job. And she
It's
really,
a hellacious of a story, and I'm trying to think about my favorite chapter. Do you have a favorite chapter? I would say mine would be Butchie's chapter,
you
or
love the chapter about mine is the last. Mine's the
and the
last chapter.
last, of course, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I do love the chapter about Butchito. I do. I think those are the two that if I had to say. But I also loved going back to my childhood,
Yeah.
and I loved Brian. I loved my first love, and the
He
fact
was
that
so sweet. Like I love Brian.
yeah, love Brian.
We've
Just loved
we've got
him.
pictures of all the boys in here too.
Yeah, and I found these pictures. I'm gonna put them up on the. This was Brian's band. Hold on, let me see if I could do this.
So
I
this is
just have
we
it.
only got in one argument. I wouldn't even say it
Okay,
was a
that's Brian's band, and that's Brian in the middle. Okay, and this is why am I not being able to do this?
because it's backwards.
That's why. Okay, this is Brian and his band. Okay, the Volcanoes, and I went out with Brian, and I went out with the singer. Here's the singer, Jamie. Okay, and they're all contacting me now. Jamie, Gary Carfey, they're all contacting me. So I might do a call in with the two of them. That would be fun. They're very excited that they're in the book, and I talked about their band. And I had a really fabulous childhood. I had my teenage years were great. I think my 20s were very tumultuous. I think my 20s were my don't want to talk about, tough to write. Um, kind of blocked it out. I had to think long and hard for some of the stories, and Julie wrote very well about it. She, he's the gentleman in the my 20s that I married was my son's father. So we wanted to be respectful of my son, but we needed to tell the truth. So, and I was a little concerned because he was married after me, and I love his widow, Kara. And recently we had a nice conversation about all this, and she's going to come on the show. She's also going to come on the Patreon. I was waiting for Jersey to end, and we're going to do we're going to put her a part of the panel, and we're going to get her on, and we're going to talk about ex-wives, and how when there's kids involved, you should really try to make things work. And, how I was concerned about what I was writing. And she said she experienced some of the same things. So, she had bought a book, and I was a little concerned about sending it to her. And she was
What did she
like,
say? Like, can you tell us what she said? Was she
yeah,
offended
she said,
or-
Kim, she said, when am I getting my book? I go, Kara, I was a little concerned. And she had listened to one of my podcasts. And she said, Kim, the same things happened to me. Not everything exactly the way it happened to you,
the,
but
the
she goes,
thing?
you don't have to be concerned. I know the behavior, and, I would love to read it. And we experienced the same thing. So, I felt a
Even
little bit
the
better.
thing, I don't want to give it away, but even the thing, can you?
No, he never bit her face.
Oh,
She
you
did.
gave it away. You gave it away.
Yeah, she didn't try to leave him. So it was a different form of abuse and stuff. That happened when I said I was leaving him. So yeah, she didn't go through that, but there was plenty of other things that she'll tell some stories, because he was a character, and to be honest with you, she was a character too. She was a little firecracker,
Mhm.
whereas I was just wanting to get out. And yeah,
You're not a firecracker. I'm sorry.
well, she bucked him a little bit more than I did. Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't really have that relationship with him. When I was ready to go, I was ready to go, and there was no turning back. Whereas she, had two chilled babies with him, and she didn't mind the life, So they bucked horns in another way than I did. But she saw the temper and the violence and all that.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
it is. It's a lot, but I was relieved, because I don't want to hurt anyone. I didn't want to put her in a bad place, and I really cherish her friendship. So we're good. She's going to come on.
And she's the mother of Christopher's step kids.
She is the mother of Christopher's. It's not a step. It's called a half.
Well, half,
A
sorry.
half brother and half sister. Yeah, that are younger than him. He loves them too.
So you
We
guys
were
are
just
like family, really. I mean, at this
yeah, we were just all celebrated Kara's uh 55. I think she was 55. And we just celebrated over at Bellino's, her and her kids,
Oh, I love
me and Chris. Yeah, it was fun. We celebrated together. It was fun.
It's awesome. So
Yeah.
a lot of weird things, guys. You have to hear this, and then we'll talk a little bit more about RHONJ. But a lot of weird things happened when we were writing this book, like
Yeah.
unexplainable weird things. When we were writing about Frank's chapter and going over all the details, do you remember what happened? You started
Yeah.
screaming on the phone and
I
like,
started screaming, and my whole house started shaking. And we had one of our first earthquakes in New Jersey. And I
yeah,
like jumped up, and the first thing I did was look at my dogs to make sure that they were okay. And Julie's like, maybe we should just stop writing about it right now. It was bizarre. I mean, we've had lights flashing when we did the photo shoot for the book.
yes.
Okay. When Carrie came in, I
Carrie
sent
Burnett,
it.
shout out.
Hi, Carrie. So when we sent I sent the video to Dolores that someone had taken. She goes, hey, I saw your mother's face on the video, instead of like my body, my mother's face. And we were just all blown away by it. It's like so many other things too throughout the time of writing this, that really there was a lot of signs. My mother, you know, I talk about this all the time. I have to have an electrician in here, but I have a beautiful pink chandelier in my bathroom up in my room, and it doesn't work. But every once, like over the holidays, when we were writing this book, the freaking light kept going on and on and on, over and blinking. And it comes on over the holidays, and it comes on around my birthday and Easter. And it hasn't, ever since the book was launched, and my mother knows that like we're on our way, Julie, it has not been on again. It's like she came here, she made sure everything went smooth. She made sure we did the photo shoot. She waited for the launch, and she hasn't been back. Well, I'm sure she's around, but she hasn't lit
That was
the
all the
chandelier
time too. You'd be like, oh my God,
all the time.
all the time. I remember that. It's
It would
insane.
just go on.
I love it. So I just encourage all of you to check out her book, My Life.
And then
with
in September, we're going to do a book club about the book.
Oh, we're starting it this month. We're starting it
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Well, yeah, kind of. You know,
Kinda.
it's more like in September, we're going to take questions one chapter a month. We'll cover.
Remember the cover? Like even before we started working on the book, you're like, I want a cover that is like the mob meets Sex in the City.
Yes.
I think this
Yes.
nailed it.
That was unbelievable. And then they did the little angel in the back. The little angel.
Bentley. He's such a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Your dogs were like superstars too at the photo
They
shoot.
were so cute. They were so good.
They were.
Yeah, Bentley's so good.
I love you.
Scarlett just got right involved and loved every minute of it. Where's Scarlett? Let's see. Isn't she like right here? Here, she's right in the beginning. Oh, here's my son. My son's so funny.
That's
Oh, and by the way, very important. Let me tell you who wrote forwards for us.
Oh yeah.
It was Dolores, Teresa, Jacqueline Larita, Siggy Flicker, Dolores, Jacqueline, Siggy Flicker, and then John Fuda and Margaret wrote a nice little card, and we put that in the back. So they all wrote something nice. And so and they're pretty, their forwards are pretty long. You know, they're nice, they're long. These girls had a lot to say, which is, listen, it's a testament to my friendship with them. I've known all these girls for 14 years. And we've had our ups and downs, but they all stepped forward and wrote this for me, you know?
And why, like, you were the villain for sure. You are personified as the villain. However, you have all these ties with all the women behind, most of the women. I know there's a couple you don't talk to, but why do you feel like you were the easy target to be the villain? Besides, you love being the villain. Why were you the target?
I think because I had the most balls, and I was not worried about telling the truth, and they knew that. You know, the producers knew, they knew that I had that tough exterior, and I wasn't concerned about what people thought of me and my image. I was never concerned about my image. And a lot of these get wrapped up in the image. They get wrapped up, you know, so, and a lot of them are not their authentic selves. And I believe that if some of these women were, I think the show would have been a lot better. And I think it would have lasted longer. Too concerned about their images. Yeah, too concerned.
And
I
you
mean,
don't
listen, the internet is just, the internet's tough. You know, they're brutal.
And you know that too, right? Have you been ripped
Oh,
apart?
yeah. But I love it. Like, everyone's been DMing me because, you know, I went after Tamara Judge. We've been watching the OC, and they're like, Tamara's talking about you, Tamara. I'm like, please send it to me because I love it. I feed off that stuff, and I want to, hold on.
We're dog
The baby
friendly.
goes out to Posh. The baby gets very frustrated with Posh because Posh doesn't want to play with her because she's too old and she's blind. And let me grab Posh. And she gets frustrated and she wants to play with her. And that was just her like growling and trying to bite her, like to not hurt her, but to play. So let me just grab Posh. But
we are very dog friendly here, right? So the Posh is your oldest dog, and
Posh is the oldest. She's blind. She's blind. And she has enormous amount of patience with Chloe, who's the youngest one, the Chihuahua. But they're all playing right now. I have some of them downstairs with the little they're all playing. And she's even looking up on my lap like, I want to play with Posh. And Posh doesn't want to play with me. You know, it's really funny. And to watch them, they're just too cute. But yeah, I got to protect this baby. She's old. She's 16 and she's blind, you know. So
she's your geriatric.
She's so cute though. She's so
your
cute.
geriatric.
She's so cute. Yes, she's so cute.
So what's one thing nobody knows about you? And then I'll take questions for you. So guys, if you have questions, make sure you put them in the chat. Check out her book on Amazon by Kim Day Paola, My Life with the Big
Yeah.
Boys. What is one thing we don't know about you what is one thing I feel like I know everything about you. What is one thing like I don't know about you, if that's possible?
Okay. I'll just give you a couple and then you tell me, like, I'm a real homebody. People think I'm out jet setting. I don't travel anymore at all. I'll go to the Hamptons, stay overnight and come right back the next day to be with my dogs. Let's see what else. I light my lavender candle every day with no fail. I pray every night before I go to sleep. I've had friends since I was 8 and 12 that I still talk to. As a matter of fact, I talk to all the time. My friend Vivian, my friend Diane, my friend Jill. So I'm friends with all my high school
All in the
friends.
book. They're all in the book,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, all my high school friends are all on my Facebook. Tons of them. Okay, Elmwood Park was a great town to grow up. Let's see what else. Obsessed with fashion, obsessed with clothes. That's my guilty.
We
Like
all know that.
that's
We all know
yeah,
that.
that's like that. I think I spend too much money, on clothes. Let's see what else.
Do you feel like there's a lot of people hanging on to you? Like that's one thing I always was like, I don't get starstruck per se, but do you feel like because you are a celebrity, people come and ride on your coattails and take advantage of you and that sort of thing?
Sometimes I've been betrayed several
Mhm.
times in my life, and you would think it couldn't happen because of
Mhm.
who I am, but it's very surprising who do these things. It's very surprising. But all in all, I have
Yeah.
very good people in my life.
You like
The
that was
good people are really good.
that's what surprised me. I mean, your circle of friends, they have been in your life for decades. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay. And that speaks
Yeah.
to a lot of people. It speaks to like
Yeah.
your character too. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, yeah, so there's really, I'm kind of an open book. I'm not very, secretive. I talk about my anxiety. People love that because they're like, oh my God, you too. And how do you deal with it? And everyone's asking me now to spend like 5 minutes on little health tips, little anti-aging tips. What do I do? What do I don't do? I'm all about it. So I would love to do that. I think we're going to do that on the next, the live with you. Uh, we're going to do it on in the morning. We're going to do it for lunch. We're going
okay.
to talk about the celery juice and
Oh yeah, celery juice
Clubhouse,
on Clubhouse. Correct.
right? Are
Did
you
you say
there?
on
Yeah,
Clubhouse
Clubhouse.
social audio app, and I'll share
I
it
liked
link.
it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
you can just
enjoyed that.
lay in bed and just talk.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that.
let's get to a few questions. So, guys, if you have questions, Kim will do a few questions, and then we'll talk about give me an offer on in your store on Poshmark. So
Yeah, my
let's.
Poshmark, I loaded up a lot of pieces. There's a lot of Giovanni's, there's pieces. And I'm willing to do some offers. You could always offer. I'm willing. As a matter of fact, some woman just bought two dresses. She made me a good offer, and I sent them both to her. Like I gave her a lot off, So running a little sale. So if you see a price, don't get nervous. Make me an offer, and I'm sure I'll go along with it. Some good stuff up there.
And the last time I went to Kim's, she's like, go pick whatever you want for my clothes. And it was like
Yeah.
a candy shop because she has great taste. So check
Thank
out
you,
her
Julie.
Poshmark.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
we're gonna start doing the lives again. Me and Lorraine are gonna
Oh,
sell live. Everybody loved that, but we're gonna wait for the fall. We'll wait for the first week in September, and we'll start doing. Hey, Kim and Julie, do you think there'll be a pause?
I think it's New Jersey instead of NA.
Up? Do I think? I know they. I don't know if any of these girls are coming back. So it's not just a pause. It might be canceled altogether, and they might have a whole new cast. So it's not just a pause. Their show's in trouble. Yeah, no one has contracts. No one's talking about contracts. No one has been contacted yet. So this is not good. It's not good. I do not like Caroline Manzo. I think I make that very clear. I think she thinks who she is. I don't like what she did to Brandy Glanville. Poor Brandy is a mess. She is so sick over all of this. And every girl that was on that trip said that it was blatant lies that Brandy didn't do any of the things that Caroline Manzo said she did. So she ruined somebody's life over nonsense just because she was trying to get out of there. She wanted to leave. So no, I do not like Caroline Manzo at all. I never did. I never did. I think she thinks who she is. Do you still have that kind of friendship with Janeliss's ex-best friend? Wow. Not necessarily. She wasn't too pleased with when she came on, how she was treated. Not by me. I was nice to her, but I think her experience in coming on the Housewives was not good. So I really haven't seen her in a long time. Oh, Trisha, thank you. I'm ordering the book today so I can have it from a beat. That's great. Thank you so much, Trisha. Thank you. I think you'll enjoy it. I did not know the Fuda family before they were on the show. I did know the establishment because I was from Elmwood Park. So, and Fuda Tile was like huge, you know. But, and I know that my ex-husband, the one that passed away, his wife told me they bought all their tile from Fuda. They were friends with Fuda's mom, you know. So, yeah, it was interesting, you know. So, also, when Rachel says that she's pregnant, I had said on the podcast last week that someone's going to make a big announcement and congratulations. And I couldn't say who it was, but I knew she was pregnant. And I think that's great. Do you know the Mob Wives? I know Renee. I know Renee's sister, Jennifer, who was the producer of the show. I know Karen. I know Ramona. I know a couple of the other younger ones. I would love to know Drita. That's who I really want to meet. What will the cast do without the money from the show? Most seem like they rely on it. They're all in shock, and I don't think they're too pleased. They're sweating it. They're sweating it. Every one of them. It's a big nut. They will make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a couple of them make. Teresa made two, Melissa made one, and the rest of them were way up in the hundreds. So it's a big hit. It's a big hit. Yeah, so they're struggling with this. No, Danielle Staub did not respond. Nope, I don't think she's having it. But Kim G did. And Kim G and I are going to have lunch or dinner when she comes home from the Hamptons. So that's a step. We're both happy about it. We're both looking forward to seeing each other and putting our past in the past and moving forward. If you remember, she was my sister-in-law for a very long time. So, and she was very close to my mom. So I'm happy that she reached back to me and that we're going to see each other.
So those are the burning questions for today. I encourage everybody, guys, if you haven't checked out Kim's Patreon, it's real with Kim D. We do all sorts of dishing there. I mean, you get the inside scoop. She does a live where you're one-on-one with her, like literally you're with her in a Zoom.
Yeah.
So
that's tomorrow night at 7. We'll be Zooming.
And if
so
you
if you want, so if you want to join the podcast and go on tier 2, if you want to be part of that Zoom, we'll be doing a real breakdown of the finale and some other top secrets that I have, and of course the book. So, and I love seeing you guys. I love it. And I love the questions. So if any of you have more questions that you didn't ask and you want to join the tier 2, we'd love to have you. If you want to do tier 1, you get to see all the episodes that we did. And I have an episode a week, and we're covering OC right now. We always do hot topics. Can't wait for New York to come back. I'll be covering New York. I'll be covering Beverly Hills, you know, so I'm covering a lot of them, you know, and we have a good time with it. We have a lot of laughs in that studio. And then I'll be doing a one-on-one with Dolores. I'm hoping I do a one-on-one with Teresa. I'm asking them all to come on. Once they're done with the Housewives, remember, they were on a gag order. So once they're done, they can be able to come on. And I'm hoping that when Villains comes on, that I can have Teresa one-on-one. That would be fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what is your advice to everybody? And because we're going to shut this down, then maybe one more last question. So one last question. What's one piece of advice you can give us all about Housewives, Jersey, reality TV, life?
I'm going to just give you one piece of advice about yourself and your spiritual self.
Okay.
Take your mental health day. Take time for yourself. Try to eat right. Try to take care of yourself. Drink celery juice. I started the oh my God, the lemon ginger shots yesterday. Take care of yourself. You know, where there's a lot going on in this world that stresses you out right now. So take care of yourself. Ask Jen to come out. Come on. Jen, Aiden, Jen to come on. I will. As a matter of fact, Jen Aiden just asked Teresa for my phone number. So I would love to ask her to come on. Okay.
You're like the
You got to
godmother.
give them a little time.
You're the godmother
Yes.
really, of the Real Housewives.
There you go. I'm the godmother. They call Dolores the godmother. I can be the concierge. I'll take concierge. So
Doesn't she look
Yeah.
like the godmother here? Like,
Yep.
seriously.
buy the book, guys. We're excited. Buy the books this week and let us know what you think.
Yeah,
I love you all. Julie, it's a pleasure. And I'll talk to you later and I'll see you tomorrow night at 7.
that's right.
Yeah.
If I can't get enough of you, I'm going to talk to you at 7. Hang on, let me see. Thank you, RF, Jules, Trisha, George, Michelle, everybody that has joined. Just stay tuned because Kim's going to
Yeah.
be popping up and teaching us a lot of fun, like little lessons.
Definitely.
I know I adore you. I adore Kim because she's the real deal. Let me tell you, she is as real as it gets, and she's
Thank
has become a very good friend. And thank you, everybody.
And Julie's coming out for the Julie, and you're coming out for the fashion show October 16th.
October
So many of the people from Patreon are already buying tickets. Tickets
Yeah.
are selling fast.
I'm like
just
literally.
so you guys know, yeah, tickets are selling fast. Julie's got like almost the whole table sold already.
Yeah,
So,
I like sneeze and I sell tickets, not because of me. Let's be clear, it's because of Kim. And
Thank
it's just
you.
always a fun party. It's always fun. The energy's crazy, and you get to meet
Yeah.
Kim. And there's going to be some.
I have a gut feeling there's going to be other housewives there.
And you know who they are.
Mhm.
It's going to be big this year for sure.
I don't sell tickets on the premise, but I'm telling you, if
Yeah.
I had to bet, I bet you a couple of them will be there.
Yep. And
Yep.
we're going to have some fun. Okay, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye.
We'll see
Bye,
you.
guys.
You're the one who goes through friends like underwear, honey. Little store, never expected to be on TV because I'm tough. Like these women carry on over nonsense.
Where can we start? Do I have to do the whole thing over?